Okay, welcome back. Yeah, continuation from where we stopped from. We talked about the doji, but the that of an uptrend and a downtrend. We talked about the dragonfly doji and the gravestone doji. Now I'll be looking at the hammerhead and the inverse hammerhead. Actually, they all tell you the same, almost the same thing. Sorry, trying not to spoil my chart here. Let's use an older coin. Let's use BTC. Ethereum or BNB. Yes, let's use BNB. Let's use BNB. Okay, let's use BNB. I see some of them here. Okay, so yeah, they are just yeah. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. There are so many of them here. So if you look at the market closely, you see that there are so many candlestick patterns here. See this one here. See this one. This one is more like a doji, uh, more like an evening star. They call it different names, you know. Same with this one. This is a shooting star. That's why I said we should use an older chart. But in this case, we're talking about hammerhead. Talking about hammerhead. People can get a hammerhead. Anything that looks like a hammer. You know. I told you all these patterns are named after their sheep. Sorry. Oh shit. Wait here. You know how a hammer looks like. You know. This is the hammer head and this is the pallet. This is the handle of the hammer. So you see something like this in the chart. It's called a hammerhead. See something like that in the chart. It's called a hammerhead. Hammerhead is actually found, at the end of a downtrend. Such as something like this now is a hammerhead. Let's zoom in so you can see it closely. Something like this now is called a hammerhead. This see that it looks like a hammer, right? This is the handle of the hammer. Let's take this out. And this is the head of a hammer. This is a bullish sign. So if you see something like this that looks like a hammer, it's telling you that at the point when the market opened, the bears drove the market down up to this level, but the bulls came into the market and pushed the price back up to this level before closing above the opening price. So if you notice, for the bulls to have entered the market and pushed the market that went down up to this level back up, it's telling you that the bulls are in control and the market could possibly reverse. So in this case, you could see that the market, hammerhead, after forming this hammerhead, see what happened? Market went up before forming a doji here. Indecision, market what did what? Came down, forms a hammerhead back here, went up a little, although the market is still ranging, you know. So it's as easy as that. If you can trade the market using candlesticks, okay, this is more like an inverse hammerhead. This is the opposite, but where this one is more meaningful is when you see it at the top of an uptrend. So let's see if we can get an inverse hammerhead. That's the opposite of the hammerhead. This is how it looks like. This is the hammerhead. This is the hammer, and this is the head. More like opposite, the upside down of this, upside down of this. Okay, don't mind my drum. I'm just trying to be fast because of time. But I believe you get the picture now. Let's look for an inverse hammerhead. Let's take this back down. Okay. Inverse hammerhead, upside down upper hammer. It's quite long. Okay, because of time, let's just use this one. Let's use this one. This one here is an inverse hammerhead. You notice, you see that there's a hammerhead here. That's after the market came down. Oh shit. The market came down, it formed a doji indecision, a hammerhead confirmation the market will go up. What happened next? Market came up. Then this here is an inverse hammerhead. The opposite of this, the opposite of this is what this. This is where the hammerhead is here at the top, but this one is more like the upside down of it. You know, all this is telling you is that when the market opened here, the bulls were actually in control. They pushed the price up. What happened? The BS came into the market and drove the price back down below the opening price and closed here. Okay, so this hammerhead, when the hammerhead comes to play, where is most important is when it's formed at the top of an uptrend. When you see the market going up and you see a hammerhead forming, sometimes it could be very long, a very long week, something like this. You know, you should actually be thinking of ending your that particular trade because market could start coming down at that point. You see what happened after the market formed this. Sorry, after the hammerhead was formed here, the market started coming down. From the hammerhead, came back up, but at this point, you should know that the market will come down a little until you see something else forming. Okay, so that's how the hammerhead. That's where the importance of the hammerhead and its inverted hammerhead comes to play. This inverted hammerhead is a bearish sign, while the hammerhead is a bullish sign. When the hammerhead is formed after a downtrend, tells you about a bullish reversal. Market will start going up. When the market forms an inverted hammerhead at the top of an uptrend, it's telling you that the market will start coming down. So as you're seeing here, when the market formed a hammerhead here, it went up, formed an inverse hammerhead, came down, came back down. It's formed a really, it's more like a doji or it's still a hammerhead though, but it's still a hammerhead. Although the body is not as thick, not as strong, but it's telling you the market will go up, came down here. This is actually a hammerhead, but okay, this is actually a hammerhead. That's why sometimes it's good to trade the candlestick relative to other combination of what they call it, most support and resistance and indicators. You know, because sometimes they're not always right. So that's a hammerhead, inverted hammerhead, doji, dragonfly doji, gravestone doji. So in our next lesson, we're looking at the hanging man. Our next lesson, we're looking at the hanging man and the shooting star. Then we'll talk about the combination of these candlestick charts or candlestick patterns. See you in the next lesson.